Hello everyone. This video I'm making as an instruction on how to use this Twitter UI application uh, because many people have been asking me, and I've been pretty busy to record or to write an instruction on how to use it. So I just decided to make this video. It will be helpful for everyone. So the first thing you can do is go to this URL Augment UI and go to Twitter UI. You can go to bin. You can download either debug or release, whatever it is. Just make a note that this application is still in progress, so I'm adding couple of things in it. So far, the build that I've uploaded is working fine. It has all the things that you need. Not all the things, but the basic features are working fine, like extracting or scraping tweets or saving it into CSV. So I'm gonna download this folder. Okay. So this is the folder. Just make sure that you have all these files, collector.exe, then this agility pack.pdb, that's not important, but the DLL is important, then Newtonsoft DLL, then Twitter UI.exe. So these four files are pretty much important. Config is also important as such because it has some of the configuration, but those are created automatically. But you can just download the entire folder and keep it as is. Then once you go in here, all you have to do is run this Twitter UI exe. I'm gonna run this now. Okay. So first thing, you're gonna add the some of the query words, characters. Okay. So you can see you can add either words or phrases. So how I did it is I tried to make it as advanced but as simple to use as possible. So you can add words and or phrases as you want. There are sections like all of these. Let's say I'm gonna go over some of the groups over here. So it says all of these. So that means all of these words, whatever you put in, they'll be concatenated with AND keyword, and it will be scraped likewise. So let's say I'm trying, I'll take the most popular searches so far, Bitcoin word, then Litecoin. Okay. Now, if you want, with these two words, if you want any phrase, let's say dropping market. Okay. So these words will be searched with all the tweets where you can find any tweet that has all these three. So it should have Bitcoin, it should have Litecoin, and it should have a phrase dropping market. Same way any of these. So if you put in any words over here, so let's say Ripple, okay, and a phrase ban in India. So any of these means that any tweet that has Ripple or banned in India. It does not need to have all of it. It can have, a tweet can have Ripple word in it, or it can have banned in India. Now if you, the same way, so if you put, let's say, keep these not buy, sorry, use it. I'm using this word just because there are a couple of like people who just use any of these popular hashtags and just start searching for it. Start promoting anything they want. Um, so these are some of the words I know that pretty often used, so you can see those tweets are just bogus tweets. So visit and actually most I cannot have any phrase in it, but anyway. So okay, so when you fill all of these forms, that basically means that these all commands are actually being searched in conjunction with each other. So basically, it's like any tweet that has Bitcoin, Litecoin, and dropping market with either Ripple or banned in India, but not visit in it. So all those tweets that satisfy this query will be searched and will be scraped out. That is pretty easy anyway. You can do that in Twitter portal too. And how to do that? It comes over there. I'll show you how to do it. Uh, but this is how it is. And then you can add hashtags. So all hashtag means any of the hashtags you add over here will be searched and has to have in any given tweet. Any means all the hashtags that you provide in this search query may or may not exist in the may or may not exist in the Twitter. And then again, all of this. So user mentions, to all users, from all users, all of these mentions, then date, period, all of this stuff. You need date criteria no matter what, because that is the default parameter I keep. Otherwise, there is no way of telling when the query processing is done. So that's why I do it. If you ever decide to modify this code, you can decide not to have any scenes and field data, but then there is a very difficult situation when you won't have any way of understanding if the processing has done or not, so it's completed or not. Then near location, actually I didn't have any location list over here because it's pretty dynamic, so I'm gonna just you have to look into Twitter website to get the accurate location information. It's better if you don't do it because cryptocurrency, which is like pretty popular, and for a day there could be millions of tweets. In that case, I would suggest you to restrict location. Otherwise, it's fine. Otherwise, if there is any keyword that may not generate these many tweets, like millions of tweets per day, you can just give location. Okay, then I think I'm done here. Ignore this section for now. I'm just adding one more thing in this. This is to select whether you want top tweets, you want all tweets, you want users based on this criteria, or there are two more. That is, I think, media and news. Yes, right, media and news. So it's a piece of code. It's not a big thing anyway, but it's not currently in GitHub right now. Okay. So and it's not working either. Even if I select anything, it won't work anyway. So okay. Finally, you have to select the save folder. I'm gonna do that. This. Yes. Okay. Okay. First, test this query. If it doesn't return anything, you can go and modify. But if you start processing, you won't be able to do that unless you cancel it. So let me do that. Okay. That takes time. Okay. So it will show you how many tweets are being downloaded as a result of this query. If nothing works, that means this query won't work at all. You can test that once the query thing is done. It will take a few seconds. Just wait for a while. Okay, the query provided is not valid. Just click on the link. See. Okay, you can check this link. Okay, yeah. Just take this, copy. I'm gonna. Okay, see. There is no result for this query. So that means this query won't work at all. So it's best way to do this is I'm gonna remove visit. I'm gonna remove Ripple. Okay, I think that should be fine. I'll remove this one also. Dropping marker. Now test it. Okay. See, now only Bitcoin and Litecoin is working fine because, of course, that makes sense. If you add too many criteria, too many parameters, so it is possible that that query won't work. I mean, Twitter might not have that many tweets at all. So let's wait for a while. It's gonna try to download 1,000 tweets, and after that it will stop, and it's just gonna calculate all the statistics. I'm gonna copy this one and go back to my browser. Good. Okay. So this has all this tweet results. You can see in this. This is the reason. This is the criteria that I'm providing. So it has Bitcoin, Litecoin, since date, until date. That's it. And this is the query. Okay. Okay. So what are the stats? So your internet download and scraper speed is 22.2 kbps. 1,000 downloaded in 26.67 seconds. Your processor utilization was 4%. File size for 1,000 tweets. File size is 592 KB. First tweet in the result set is from 12:40 a.m. That was yesterday. Oops. Then last tweet timestamp is 11:59:25. It's in the state of 1,000 tweets that I just downloaded as a result of this test. Then estimated tweets for your query is 30,428 because my query should be okay. It's only for 1 month, and the tweets that has both these words. So that could be, and this is just an estimate based on whatever we have done over here. These are calculations you can find in the code. Then ETA time, ETA without threading. So if you have just one process to download or one process to scrape all these tweets, it will take 13 minutes and 31 seconds to download all these 30,428 for a month worth of tweets. If the recommended threads are 22, it will take 37 seconds. Well, I never tested more than 10 threads as such. It doesn't put a lot of pressure on processor anyway, even if you go 25, 30, doesn't matter. I tested those briefly, but not for a longer period. The only thing I didn't do it because I never had to, the first thing. And second thing is, I'm not sure if you really want any result within a month, within a minute or two. I personally would recommend to go about 10 threads, not more than that. And one more thing, so how this number comes up is very easy. So the process utilization for one thread is 4%. So I'm just divide that by divide 90 by this number. I think 90 or 80. I forgot. I must check the code. But you can just divide 90 by 4 and whatever the number comes up over here. This is the maximum. Actually, I should change. It should be maximum number of threads that you can have, not recommended. So you can have maximum number of threads. If it goes more than that, it's just gonna slow your system. It won't have any negative impact on scraping as such. But it's just gonna slow your system. So if you have 20, that will be the optimum for this query. Okay, so I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna select 5 right now. Ignore this time threshold too. I'm working on an integrated script where it's gonna check all the duplicate tweets and anything anomalous. So which then automatically I can remove and make sure all the tweets are genuine and right. And there is no missing tweets or anything like that. So that's why this time threshold is. Which I think, okay. Okay, so parallel check 5 and now start. It's going to create 5 different processes. It is calculating. Oh, it's not allowed. Anyway, so to its process, these many, sometimes this expected time actually doesn't work, but so 8 minutes expected. This is 6 minutes expected. Until and unless it is done, it will keep on doing like that. You see the log over here on the left side. So it will say, it's going to show you all the errors and it's going to say at the end of it when the tweets are done scraping. So I'm just going to cancel. Yeah, I'm just going to cancel it. Okay, so okay, all of them are done. I should work on these actually, because these ones are still saying expected date time instead of cancel. So I'll work on that. Okay, so 1211, right? Okay, so it has divided the program divided everything into 5 distinct files, and those should be these ones. Okay, so how it divides it is basically the formula is whatever the number of days are, it just gets divided by number of processes, and then whatever the left days are, if the number is even, then it is fine. If the number is odd, then it takes the floor value of the division, and then whatever the remaining days are actually added into the last thread. So if you see, the first file is 2018 12/5 to 2018 12/11. The second is 11/29 to 12/5, 11/23 to 11/29, 17 to 23, and 11 to 17. Okay. So how much is the difference? So this has 6 days. This has again 6 days, 6 days, 6 days, and the last one has actually okay, it's again 6 days because basically it's 30 days, right? I just did from November to December. Now if I open a file, okay, so this is what you get. Of course, in CSV you won't be able to see it properly, but this is the ID, then conversation ID, then tweet, what is the context type of it. This column is really not important. I never saw any difference. But this supposed to have something based on, I think, this field. I never tested that yet. Uh, this. So if you go like media and news, I'm expecting that is what Twitter documentation says. So this was supposed to say like news or media or something else. And then disclosure has parent tweet. So if the if this particular tweet is part of any conversation, then there should be a conversation ID and there should be true in this column. So this one is true. Okay. So conversation ID, you'll find the details of all these fields on armit.com. So the conversation ID is basically the parent or the top tweet ID of the entire conversation. So let's say if I tweet something for the first time, and that's an express tweet, and someone starts either retweeting it or replying to it, commenting on it, whatever, that is considered to be a conversation. But my tweet ID would be a conversation ID. So this is how Twitter works, and that will be the best way anyway, instead of giving you a parent tweet ID. So I think there is a parent tweet ID as well in the next further columns. Then true, has parent, has cards, whether this tweet has any cards in it, the date time of it. This is in your local time. Then language of it. The permalink, then is it part of any conversation? It is true. See, if you see these, so this has parent is actually a result of Twitter scraping itself, and each part of conversation column is the result of simple comparison between these two. So this is programmatic, and this is what Twitter gives me. Yeah. Then what is this? Author ID, the user who created that tweet. Then author name. Then author name is actually processed version of the text. So it can have what do you call? It can have comma, semicolon, any special characters. So to reduce that comma issue with CSV, I usually replace all the text commas with space or semicolon, I guess. I don't remember, I need to check the code. But yes, I basically replace that comma. Because if I leave the comma, then it just creates another column, which is wrong anyway. So then is author verified, then text of the tweet, are there any replies, number of replies, basically this. So number of retweets, number of favorites, mentions, are there any mentions, then I thought I saw any mentions. No? Okay. So are there any mentions? Is it a reply to any other tweet? No. Then is it a retweet of any other tweet? Yes. I mean, whatever for this tweet, selected tweet. Then reply, it's a retweet. Yes, it's a retweet. Then reply to, if it is reply, if this column is true, then there should be something over here. If this is true, then there should be something over here. So reply to user ID, quoted tweet. Why there is no quoted tweet? There should be something. Oh yeah, because quoted tweet works only with the reply. Sorry. So the quoted, actually, this is basically, so this column is associated with these, and this column is associated with these two. Okay. Okay, so that's it in the output, and so it's pretty simple to use. If you have any issues, it could be some system environment, because my system is pretty much set up for this, of course, because it was developed on my end. In developer community is pretty common that the program always works on the developer system, but it never works in the production. Sometimes, not never. But I hope there is no issue. But if you come across anything, I would really appreciate if you email me right away. It's support@outlook.com. If you want to introduce any changes to the GitHub code, please go ahead, fork it, or just contribute to the code itself. I'll be happy if you can do that. What my plan is, or what I want to do it is, I want to add more and more scrapers to this program and make it a generalized, so everyone else, like many people are there who want data for analysis, but it's very difficult for them to acquire it. There are programs. It's just difficult. It's not impossible. There are so many different programs which are pretty good programs. Like the principle I have taken for this program is from NK's Get or Tweet, and that is pretty famous right now. Many people are working on it, and that is Python based. I just wanted to make it a different because I just wanted to do it in .NET. The first thing. Second thing, I'm good. I won't say like I'm very extremely good at it, but I'm good at .NET because I've been working with .NET pretty for several years. So that's why I wanted to do it in .NET. The second good thing about .NET is you can just make it an executable or as a installable applications and do it. I'm not sure about Python. There should be something about Python. I don't know yet. I just started working on it about a year ago, but I didn't explore it a lot. But for data scientists, for data analyst people, Python is pretty good. But if you are looking for like out of the box solution, that's why I just made this tool. If you want to use these libraries in any other code, you can do that. I tried to make it pretty generic and use good OOP, object-oriented programming concepts. But I'm gonna try more. But for now, this is what it is. Ignore the same process button as well. I was planning to actually just start the process on this screen itself, but I did it on the other screen. Okay, that's it. So if you have any questions, please send me an email, or you can just create an issue or whatever the comment, what do you guys call it? I think issues, yeah. So just create an issue over here, and I'll definitely reply. Or you can even send me. Most people elect to send me an email, and I do reply as soon as possible. But if there is any time difference, sorry, I cannot do anything to that. But yes, if you have any questions, if you have any problems, reach out to me.